He single-handedly created the most iconic character in the history of anime and manga. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Spemmo Speaks. Appreciate you all for tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. It means more than you know. So today's episode, I have to do it. I have to do it in honor of the passing of Akira Toriyama. I'm going to do my top 5 Dragon Ball Z moments. I'm doing my top 5 from his greatest work of fiction. And before we get into it, I did just want to say, rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. This is the godfather of anime. He is one of the biggest movers and shakers in the history of the manga and anime world. It's sad to see him go. It's sad to see him pass on, but the legacy he left behind will never be forgotten. This is a guy who bridged gaps. This is a guy who did more for the anime or manga community single-handedly than anyone else. You can ask people who don't like anime, who don't like manga, who don't watch, who Goku is. And they know who Goku is. He single-handedly created the most iconic character in the history of anime and manga. So RIP to Akira Toriyama. You'll be missed, but you'll never be forgotten. Your works will live on in infamy in the world of anime and manga. And with that being said, let's get into it. My top 5 Dragon Ball Z moments ever. At number 5, we're keeping it simple. We're staying with the OG. When Goku goes Super Saiyan for the first time. This was hyped up, built up. You see him do Kaioken. You see him do Kaioken times 10. Multiple different things, multiple transformations up to this point. But when he's fighting Frieza on Namek and he goes Super Saiyan for the first time, it is one of the most iconic moments in anime ever. You know where you were. You know when you first saw it. You remember the feeling of Goku going Super Saiyan. Even Frieza's freaking out. He's like, no, I thought it was fake. I thought it was a story. Like, Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time is hands down one of the most iconic moments in the history of anime. At number 4, I'm going to give it to his son. When Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2 for the first time. That is an amazing scene. We all know Goku, the little asshole, gave Cell the Senzu bean right before he fights Gohan. But it shows that the potential of what Gohan can be. It shows that Gohan could be stronger than anybody else. We know that's not how the story went, but it shows that he has a bottomless pit of potential when he goes Super Saiyan 2. And it's how much he grew up in that time. How much he grew up in that period of not being the little kid anymore. Not being the whipping boy anymore. The soft little kid who watched his dad die. Who watched Piccolo die. Like, he is gonna do some shit. He's not gonna let his friends die. He's not gonna let Chaozu die. He's not gonna let Krillin die in front of him again. And he turns into a badass. And that whole moment when he fights Cell is amazing. So Gohan Super Saiyan 2 for the first time. That's my number 4 moment. At number 3, we're sticking with the Cell games. We're sticking with Gohan. It's the father-son Kamehameha. It's, again, one of the most iconic moments in anime history. You know where you were at when you were watching it. You remember your first feelings when you saw Cell get turned into Swiss cheese. Gohan, one arm, broken arm, one arm, other arm, Kamehameha to destroy Cell and win the Cell games. You have Goku popping up in the background. It's an amazing, amazing scene. It's a great finish to a fantastic arc, which the Cell arc, you can say what you want, but I think it's the best arc in Dragon Ball Z. I like it over the Majin Buu arc and the Frieza arc and the Vegeta arc. But the way it ends with the father-son Kamehameha is more than iconic, and it's just a legendary moment. At number 2, my GOAT, my boy, Vegeta's ultimate sacrifice. When Majin Vegeta really realizes what he's doing wrong, that this isn't the way to get power, who he is as a Saiyan, the pride he should have, and just releases all of the energy stored up inside him. He has his speech, he has the iconic things that he says to Trunks and to Kakarot and to other people before he unleashes all this energy stored up in him, ending up destroying himself, trying to take out Majin Buu in the process. Vegeta doesn't get enough credit. He's always, the second fiddle to Goku, as Topo says. But that scene is awesome because old Vegeta he doesn't give a shit. Obviously, we know the Prince of All Saiyans Vegeta was blowing up cities. He righted his wrongs, started to learn a little bit, started to help out the Z Warriors, and then hits the Majin Vegeta arc where he starts to dip back into what he was, but realizes that it's not worth it. This isn't the way of the Saiyans. And that's when Vegeta's character really transforms. Because before this, he still had some of his old ways in him. But after he beats the Majin, the Babidi stuff, and realizes what he's doing wrong, he has the ultimate sacrifice, and that kind of evolves him into the Vegeta that we know of today. So that is my second favorite moment in Dragon Ball Z history. And my number one favorite moment in Dragon Ball Z history is Future Trunks. When Future Trunks pulls up on Frieza and King Cold, that is the most badass shit I have ever seen in an anime. This man, Frieza, was a menace. Obviously, just had a whole arc fighting Goku, blew up Planet Namek. King Cold is supposed to be Frieza's dad, big, strong-ass dude. All the Z Warriors are shook. They're like, oh, come on, we got to fight this dude again? This patchwork-ass motherfucker, we got to fight him again? Trunks pulls up, obliterates both of them in like 10 seconds. Says, no, we got bigger fish to fry. We got androids to worry about. Sorry, Frieza, this ain't your time. You had your chance, you lost it. Slice and dice, one-handed key explosion. Just amazing, amazing sword work. Just flexes how much stronger Trunks is at that point. Flexes how much of a savage Future Trunks is because of what he had to go through in his own timeline, and how much bigger of a threat the androids are than Frieza at that point. It sets the whole scene for the androids and the Cell arc when Future Trunks goes up there and single-handedly puts to rest Frieza and King Cold. That is my favorite moment in Dragon Ball Z. I love it. It foreshadows a lot. It shows that there are bigger fish to fry, and it leaves Frieza in the past until we get into Super. But it's just an amazing scene. Appreciate you all for watching. Make sure you smash that like button. My top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z moments. Number 5, the original Super Saiyan transformation. Number 4, Gohan going Super Saiyan 2 for the first time. Number 3, Father-Son Kamehameha. Number 2, Vegeta's ultimate sacrifice. And number 1, Future Trunks obliterating Frieza and King Cold. Thanks for watching. Smash that like button. Rest in peace to Akira Toriyama, the GOAT, the godfather of anime. Gone too soon.